good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day out there, and I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful weather. I don't think it gets much better than this, so don't forget to enjoy it. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 9:08 a.m. Welcome, everyone. As usual, let's start with introductions. Does anybody want to introduce themselves, their agency or organization?
I'm happy to do so. Good morning, everyone. It's Jill Allen with Dorothy's Place in Salinas. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. This is Enrique Arriola, County of San Benito, Health and Human Services Agency, Community Services and Workforce Development. Long title.
All right, a couple of regulars. Go ahead, Carlos.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carlos Zavala. I am the program coordinator here for Safe Place Salinas, Community Human Services.
All right. Others?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alexa Johnson. I'm the Executive Director for the Housing Resource Center.
All right, Kishla.
Good morning, everyone. Keishla Lopez, Homeless Services Manager with the City of Salinas.
Welcome, welcome. I don't know how to pronounce this. FSTOU?
It's Flor. My apologies. I should probably change that. Flor Studemeyer with Community Human Services, Program Officer 2 with the Share Center and our Safe Place Salinas Youth Navigation Center and our outreach programs. Nice to see everyone.
Nice to have you. Georgina.
Hi, good morning. Georgina Alvarez with Central Coast Center for Independent Living, and I believe we also have Judy as well.
Very good. Any others?
Evangelina Ochoa, Senior Program Officer with Community Human Services.
Great.
Good morning. Benito County, Health and Human Services.
Thanks, Anthony.
Good morning, y'all. John Gill, Community Affiliation Manager with the County of Monterey.
Hey, John.
Good morning.
Dolly Pope, Human Services Manager, Victory Mission.
Thank you, Dolly.
Stacy Perkins, Executive Director, Gathering for Women.
Thanks, Stacy. Any others? Okay, well, you'll be able to give member updates here shortly if you want to come back and talk a little bit more. But for now, let's go to public comment, and let's remember to keep those comments to 2 minutes or less, please. Do we have any public comments? Wes White has his hand up. Go ahead, Wes.
Sorry, the old diehard here. Wes White, Salinas Monterey County Homeless Union co-president, as well as Lived Experience Advisory Directive board member and voting member with the Leadership Council. Checking in today, there's a place called Camp Hope in Gilroy. And just recently there was 4 agenda items for folks that are leaseless and how to get paid for it. They had sweeps, how much is it going to cost for dump runs and everything, $75,000 that they've spent so far in the last 4 months. So Camp Hope has 25 people that were there. They were knocked off the water district. They were subsequently evicted from the county, as the county didn't want to even acknowledge them as an encampment. And then they fell on a city property, and they earned themselves 90 days with the help of a couple nonprofits. And 25 people were there. Now there's about 11 or so. And, it's not that they're not trying to be housed, it's that they don't qualify instantly for the amount of money they make. So, they went city council last week or so on a Monday, and the council actually approved them to remain. And, there are porta potties and dumpsters there already. I'm always concerned about laundry and showers, kitchen, running water, electricity. I think it's a working model that we should try to push onto the jurisdictions because, it's affordable. How much can they afford housing? And look at how much money they're spending to rob them and then do it again the next day. I think our finances could be better served if we actually supported people to keep the possessions they already have. And provide them an address, because you can register to vote, but you can't run for office. And so how do you actually challenge the system if you have no voice, no path to the foundation of anything to even qualify for a district to run in? So help me stop the sweeps. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Wes, for those comments. Any other comments? All right, well, let's move on then to member updates. Again, we'll keep these to 2 minutes or less. If you have anything going on with your agency you'd like to share, events or successes or positions, any of that. And Jill would like to go first.
Well, I do have some news, but first I'm going to go through a little program update because we haven't done that in a while. I can tell you Dorothy's Kitchen is doing very well. They are chock full of supplies for meals. We've got a great staff that has great connections with lots of fresh foods out in the neighborhood, and we're still preparing everything from scratch. Average number of meals for breakfast is 160, and average number for lunch is 190. We also have a very strong volunteer cadre. This last month in April, we hosted general assistance volunteers, CSUMB students, Defense Language Institute, and court-appointed volunteers. But the other program I'd like to highlight is Sana Vida. That's a relatively recent program. It's been in business for about a year. It's a peer support specialist, behavioral health assistance program where people that enroll have the opportunity to get a warm handoff walked over to the county services that they need, that they've been trying hard to get into, but haven't been able to do that. And we have a new peer support specialist, Shayla, who just came in a couple of months ago. She has successfully graduated from CalAIM's certification course, and she's getting ready to take her test. During the month of April, the team attended a Monterey County Jail reentry program and made significant relationships with the JI population, which they're really excited about. I'm not going to run through all the service totals because I'm running out of time, but I'll say they've conducted 151 one-on-one meetings with consumers in the month of April and had one group session with 14 attendees from the Chinatown neighborhood. The bigger news for everybody probably is the fact that I'm retiring. It's not a secret or anything. I think everybody pretty much understands that that's what's going to happen, but we have selected a new executive director. His name is Tom Stagg. He begins on June 1st. I will still be around for a while to help him with the transition period, but he will take over as executive director on June 1. He has a 20-year career delivering services to families and individuals in need with an emphasis on housing and employment and education. He is most recently with Housing Matters. He was the Chief Initiatives Officer, but he was with Housing Matters for 8 years. Housing Matters, as everyone probably knows, is the largest homeless services provider in Santa Cruz County. They provide street outreach, emergency shelter, interim housing, rapid rehousing, and permanent housing. So similar in many regards to Franciscan Workers and Dorothy's Place, but much larger. So he was helping the CEO manage a $20 million annual budget. So we're very excited to welcome him aboard on June 1st. I can't wait to introduce him to you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Boy, that was a lot. We are going to certainly miss you, and we welcome him and congratulate him on his new position.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay, Evangelina. Did you want to go? You're muted.
Of course, always. Sorry, I was saying congratulations, Jill, on the new executive director, and you will be missed. So just a couple updates, mainly like occupancy updates. For Casa Noche Buena, we have one family room that will house up to 2 that's available, and 2 single women beds, and they're working on filling those up. At Schumann, we have 3 single women beds available. Share is at 88% occupancy with 6 single women beds and 1 family room waiting to be filled. Safe Passage, we do have 1 male bed available. We've received the referral. We've been in contact with that person and waiting for them to get back. Our street outreach programs are doing really good. We did hire 2 new street outreach workers who are doing great during the onboarding and training. And Safe Place, for Safe Place Monterey Youth Shelter, we had to temporarily move the shelter to Schumann Hart House while we investigate some floor issues. They are in full operation with all 12 beds, and we only had 1 night of interruption during that move, so that was really good. And I know Flor already introduced herself, so for those of you that don't know or didn't know, Flor is the new Program Officer 2 at Share Center, who started, I believe, towards the end, mid-April, and she's doing a great job. We are also interviewing for and have good candidates for the program officer 1 of Runaway and Homeless Youth to fill Flor's position. So we've got some good candidates. And I can't remember if we announced it at the last one, but our new CEO is Sean Stone. So I'm sure most of you are aware of that. And other than that, for any open positions, just encourage others to please go to our website. We do have a couple of support counselor positions open for the overnight shift of 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Georgina.
Oh my God, with the mute mode, with the mute. So good morning, everyone. Just a quick update in terms of CISO. We have been working a lot with the Housing Authority on assisting the residents that got affected by the Casanova fire. So far, we assisted about 50 consumers with secure deposit moving into another units. We are still working on providing any ongoing support that they might need, as well as taking any other referrals that they might need assistance with the secure deposit. We use different funding sources to pay for the deposits. We pay with CalAIM under the secure deposit program. We also use the brain injury funding that we have, and we use some of the funding from the community foundation under the HIV. We just hired 2 new case managers. They are currently on training, so we are fully staffed at this point. We hired a community organizer, and I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgina. All right, Alexa, you are next.
Good morning, everybody. Just a few updates. HRC is ramping up our landlord workshops for the summer. We just did our landlord workshop in Soledad and had a pretty good turnout. Probably 3 or 4 landlords with multiple properties that were looking to work with HRC for the first time. So we are trying to generate more housing inventory for our clients. We have our Monterey landlord workshop in July 29th, I believe. July 29th from 6:30 to 7 at the El Estero building, 777 Pearl Street. So we hope to get some more landlords on the peninsula working with us. HRC was at the Marina City Council meeting yesterday, and we shared our services with the Marina City Council in hopes of creating some more collaboration and partnerships with the city there. And gosh, what else are we up to? We are collaborating with a few different agencies here. We're doing Monterey County Office of Education, Community Human Services, CECL, and the City of Salinas SORT team and HRC working together to organize some trauma-informed care and crisis intervention training for our staffs. And that will be at the end of June. HRC has, from a couple of our programs, starting to experience some of the funding reductions that a lot of agencies have already been experiencing. So we are working to figure out how to navigate that and how that translates to the services that we provide and the staffing that we have here providing said services. So we anticipate there being a reduction in how many individuals that we serve in the next fiscal year, probably closer to a 35 or 40% decrease. So we are also working on applying for some additional funding that we can use to help promote some piloting programs for housing workshops and financial literacy, and a new tenant workshop for transition-aged youth. So we figure this is a good time to try to kickstart some of our pilot program ideas that we've had and really start focusing on coaching and workshop facilitating in the next fiscal year. So lots of big changes and moving pieces, as I'm sure we all have.
Very definitely. There's a lot of transition going on. Yeah, thank you, Alexa. All right, let's go to Keishla.
Oops, I meant to press unmute. Thank you, Greg. Good morning, everyone. I do have to hop off at 9:30 because I have another conflict, but I did want to provide a couple of program updates on behalf of the city of Salinas. At this moment, the SORT team recently promoted Karina Vasquez. Many of you guys are aware that Karina Vasquez used to be a housing navigator and was really working on improving our landlord relationships. She is a very analytical, organized person, and she recently promoted to grant manager. What we've learned is she really understands the rapid rehousing programs and can really help us with compliance for our subrecipients. So we're excited for Karina, and we are actively working on backfilling the housing navigation position. And so we are actually in interviews right now. And so we're hoping once we have that position filled, the City of Salinas SORT team will be fully staffed. As many of you guys are aware, in December, our City Council approved a pilot rental assistance program aimed for eviction prevention. We've actually been doing eviction prevention for the past 2 years, but it's officially publicized. And so since December, we've received a total of 666 calls for individuals seeking rental assistance, and the number of households served in that period has been 154. So there's a lot of interest, and then once you start, going down the path of eligibility, you realize that not everybody is eligible for eviction prevention. But what we have learned is it is a great need in the city of Salinas. And what I wanted to share is that there is a general fund request for fiscal year 26-27 to continue homeless prevention efforts in the city of Salinas. So I just wanted to share, because we've seen that it's such a great need in the city of Salinas, that our council is looking at considering that. So stay tuned. In the month of June, we will find out on whether that was approved or not. We are approaching our fiscal timeline expenditure ending for the city of Salinas. So we actually have to pause this rental assistance program, and we are actively working with Monterey County Office of Education to refer out any families that call our information line and Echo Housing. So if they are families in the school districts, we're reaching out to Monterey County Office of Education directly through a referral loop. And if they are single, seniors, and pretty much fall under everything else, they will be referred to Echo Housing. The rental assistance program for eviction prevention, you don't need a referral from SORT. So if you contact both of those agencies and you need homeless prevention, as long as they're City of Salinas residents, those agencies should be able to assist. And I can drop their contact information once I'm done. Let's see. As many of you know, excitingly, we have started the move-ins for the Home Key project. I'm sure our housing authority, if they're on the call, can probably share a little bit more program updates, but I just wanted to share that the City of Salinas has been actively helping the facilitation of the Fairview project with coordinating with Coordinated Entry and Denise and the coalition and Housing Authority Step Up. It's been a very collaborative process, and I just wanted to share that this is a really big success for our community, and I'm really excited that we did it and people are moving in. With that being said, as many of you are aware, the Chinatown Navigation Center, which Greg, I'm sure you can probably provide further updates, is also coming to a close at the end of this month, as we were anticipating this Fairview lease up. And the last and final thing I will share is that the city is actively collaborating with the county and the coalition on a grant application for the ERF 5 to address the Davis Corridor encampment in the city of Salinas, which is Caltrans property, county property, and city property. So it'll be our first ERF that we collaborate with all three entities for our jurisdiction, I believe. So really exciting stuff. In that grant application, we are seeking to continue SOAR operations, the Street Outreach and Housing Navigation Program, and open up a low barrier navigation center. So we're requesting capital costs to improve the infrastructure of the El Rey Motel that the city of Salinas previously acquired. And our intention is to have Community Homeless Solutions provide the Low Barrier Navigation Center operations if we were to receive the grant. So it's a collaborative partnership among our three entities plus our nonprofit Community Homeless Solutions. So with that being said, those are all my updates. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Keisha. Well, now I don't have to do mine. Let's go to Stacy, Gathering for Women. You're muted, Stacy.
Working on it. You surprised me. I was hoping Angie could be on, but I think she's caught in something. I don't have nearly as much to report, but I am reporting that we have had an enormous uptick the first 4 months of the year, seeing 83 new women already. That is pretty extraordinary and not a very good sign. So I share that with all of you, knowing that the need is going up and the funding is going down. All I have to report for now.
Very good. Well, thank you. All right, Sophie, you've been very patient.
Good morning, everyone. Sophie here with Interim Inc. With regards to our grants, we also are anticipating a reduction mostly to our street outreach programs. And as Stacy mentioned, we are seeing more homeless individuals out around the county. In our case, it is mostly men that we are encountering, and a lot of them have no place to go overnight, specifically on the peninsula. What else? Interim currently has a number of open positions, ranging from like registered nurses, licensed clinicians, counselors, community support workers. If anyone here knows anyone who's interested, please send them to look at our website. On the good news front, our Marina Kai housing construction project is proceeding according to plan. Yesterday, we were surprised to receive 4 bids from general contractors, and the selection process will occur next month in June, and a groundbreaking is expected to occur in September. And once everything, and then hopefully in 2027, we'll have 23 new apartments for homeless individuals with serious mental illness out there in the community. So that's the good news. And then I think last time I mentioned we're having our annual Consumer Art Show and Mental Health Services Award ceremony on May 29th at the Embassy Suites at 10:30 a.m. That is currently, I'm going to call it like sold out. It's free, but people have pre-booked tickets, but I just wanted to share if you knew or if you wanted to attend, you're still welcome to show up. And usually, the people who reserved a ticket, there's usually space for walk-ins, so you're still welcome to attend, even if you feel like you've missed the opportunity to sign up. And that's it for interim.
All right, thank you, Sophie. All right, seeing no further hands up, I'll go to my comments. And all I wanted to say today was, it seems like, I don't know, your experience, but everyone I talk to is crazy busy these days. And not that they're not always busy, but they're especially busy right now. So I just wanted to remind everybody, take care of yourself. When an airplane has trouble and the oxygen mask come down, you're supposed to put your own on first so you can help the person next to you. So let's remember to give ourselves a little oxygen. Okay, and take care of yourselves. Are there any additions to the agenda?
I wanted to share something great real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I didn't click right to raise my hand, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, John.
Just wanted to share that on behalf of Monterey County Social Services Community Action, Adriana specifically, but we oversee the Monterey County Commission on the Status of Women. So there's currently a survey that's going to be used to collect data about women in Monterey County. So 3 to 5 minute survey. I'm going to post it in the chat, English and Spanish, if you all could share it. Everyone's voice and opinion is important, definitely. And then I do have some flyers as well that you guys could share. I can email them out. If there's anybody specific I can email to, just let me know. Other than that, we're at 98% with the community action contracts for next fiscal year. Already submitted, approved, and those that need to go to the board, we have a board date. So we're excited to start and have funding for next fiscal year. And then we're starting to work on the following year because, like everybody else, there's some budget cuts that are coming down from the feds in the states, and we're going to make it work somehow. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate those comments. Okay, let's go to the CHSP updates, and that would be Katrina. You're on.
Thank you, Greg, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And, working with our little technology errors this morning. It's a Wednesday, but it feels like a Monday. I'm going to pass it over to Nicole to talk about the BHSA public comment and HMIS CalAIM update, and then I'll jump back in for a NOFO update. I'll pass it to Nicole.
Thanks, Katrina. So for BHSA public comment update, we just wanted to let this membership group know that the coalition did submit a public comment for the BHSA draft plan that had gone out. We requested really just greater collaboration. We wanted to be included in the planning process. There was data that was missing, so the coalition was able to provide some data on the number of people who are experiencing serious mental illness, who are sheltered and unsheltered, as well as like what we see in HMIS about people who are reporting that they have a mental health disorder or substance use disorder. So we were able to provide some data that was critically missing in that plan, as well as, advocate for integration with our homelessness response system. We have coordinated entry, and it should be utilized because it's a system that has worked and has been working for the past, I don't know how many years now since coordinated entry has been implemented, and we've requested, that we be consulted and that our service providers be consulted, especially when it comes to those housing intervention dollars that will be coming. It's something like $9 million each year, which could be amazing for our programs. And as you all are saying, right, you're going to be experiencing reductions across the board. And so how can we use these BHSA dollars to either help backfill some of that funding that we're missing, or work with the coalition in a way to braid our funding so that if the coalition has something that would be better served, and then we can backfill with BHSA money in a different type of program, then, you know, just trying to make it work with us, because this money is for people experiencing homelessness. So we submitted that comment. I believe we put the coalition board of directors also signed onto that. So it's from the COC and from the coalition. So we're hoping that it's kind of like an extra oomph in sort of hearing what we have to say. In HMIS CalAIM update, so we are currently working with WellSky to build Medi-Cal or CalAIM billing into HMIS. And this is just to help reduce the number of platforms that folks have to use. And so we'll be working with the County of Monterey to help build that out. And then hopefully we'll be able to sort of just like streamline some of that work for you all, begin sort of a conversation and hopefully greater data sharing with CCAH, because they are the folks that will need to sort of help us as we build this out. So we have a lot of, we're really hopeful about this project. We're really hoping it helps providers in streamlining one less, hopefully, platform that you'll have to use, because HMIS will be able to do it for you. And it will, and we're working on connecting it to the SkyO, which is the platform that helps like approve and deny things. So we're working on all of that, and we're hoping to get that up. But just know that that's upcoming. And then just as a general HMIS update, all of our reports have been submitted. Way to go, Oliver. And thank you, providers, for getting us the information that we needed in order to make that happen. So all of our reports have been submitted. System performance measures, the LSA, and the Higgin Pit have been submitted into HUD. And so we are not missing any of those deadlines. I'll pass back to Kevin.
Nicole, we would just like to welcome you back from your maternity leave, and she had a beautiful baby, and we're really happy to have her back.
Thanks, Greg. It's good to be back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nicole. So happy to have you back. So we're going to go into our NOFO update. So I'm not sure if everybody got notice, but putting it out there that we have an estimated release date of the 2026 NOFO to drop May 29th, 2026, with an expected due date back to HUD of August 26th, 2026. And estimated award date of December 2026, and then looking to start programs by January 1st, 2027. So everything is moving quickly through HUD, and you know, this was posted on grants.gov, and everything is estimated. So this is also the first time that they put a precursor out there. They usually just drop it, and that's what it is. So I don't want this to be like fear mongering. It's really to just continue to prepare us and keep us on our toes, because we all know what happened last year and how many things changed throughout the process. So these dates are, you know, locked in on our calendars to ensure that we start building out timelines for you all. But without the NOFO, the actual NOFO content, we are unsure how to prepare us all the way around. And we could really just look at the 2025, the original 2025 NOFO, and start pre-planning that way. But like we told everyone before, I hope everyone has access to their old applications in the event you can recycle them. But I do want to inform everybody that there was a update that came out. We have some really great advocates in our network, and NAEH was really diligent about flagging had on some concerns they had in the policy requirements, like gender ideology, safe requirements, anti-harm reduction, language that is showing up in the 2025 renewal contract. So some folks already got their renewal contracts or have been awarded, and I announced that a couple meetings ago. It was the County of San Benito, interim, and then the coalition. I don't think we've received our actual contract yet, but NAEH was fighting against that, and just I think this week they have agreed to remove that language from their contract. So we'll see if anything changes. It wasn't really law. It was really just their own policies within. I guess it was law because it was like executive order. So I take that back. But we'll see how they turn around when we start seeing quarter 2 through 4 grant agreements and grant awards. Those have not been released yet. So we know that a lot of our organizations may be running into a funding gap from when their contracts are ending and when the new contracts are going to come into play. We do not have word on when those awards will be announced and when contracts will go into play. So as soon as we hear that information or get any information, we will keep you guys all posted either via email or through meetings like this. But we want to continue to advocate against these harmful policies that come into play. So the coalition cannot technically lobby because of how we're set up, but we can go through different advocacy groups, or yourself, if your organization can, move forward in advocating. I really, strongly encourage you all to write letters to whomever you have contacts with, or send them to us so that we can get them to the right people on your behalf, because we can't continue to move forward with these strict policies that are harmful to the communities that we serve. So I'll open up this to questions or comments that you may have on any of the 3 updates that we've provided. And I see Tim has raised his hand. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Katrina. How's everyone doing? So I put it in the chat too, like you're saying. I think it's important right now for advocacy-wise. There's like a kind of like a toolkit that we put together with the Green California Home Coalition just to advocate, because the governor, again, like they promised $500 million for HAP, and he didn't include it in his revised budget. So of course it's the Senate side, they have a good proposal put together. We like their proposal, but it's advocating ready towards the Assembly, and of course Governor Newsom. So if anyone wants to click that link, I think it's really important. And then for like the trailer bill language that we use for HAP 7, I think one of the things that we really worked on is just getting the language around having like a pro-housing designation only required for larger cities. So that's not going to affect our jurisdiction. So that's another good thing. But just I would recommend anyone just please try to get on, click that link, and try to sign on if you're able to.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim, for always keeping us up to date on these things and really being out there and advocating on the behalf of everybody, our organizations, the clients that we serve, and really being the voice of the people. So really appreciate it. Keep that information coming towards us, because we all get a lot of emails, and sometimes we miss these opportunities to, one, become aware, and 2, being able to answer that call to advocate in those spaces. So thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments on BHSA, HMIS, CalAIM, or NOFO? All right.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Katrina. I think with that, we're done. And I want to thank everyone for your participation and engagement. It was great today. And we'll see you all in a couple of months. And meanwhile, you have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Thank you.